Good evening. We are going to be playing Into the Breach. I'm going to do my best to beat this game as quickly as possible. This is going to be an early speed run where I'm going to be starting with a fresh pilot, and when I press this start button, the run begins. The game keeps an internal clock, which we will view at the end. Have to skip as much as we can here. Just click on whatever mission we can reach. It doesn't quite matter at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we just need to get the mission done with. One important thing is that you must position something on top of these stupid little spawn tiles and end your turn very quickly. These spawn tiles produce more enemies, so you want to not have that happen generally. It just saves a lot of time. If you just don't have to fight any enemies, you can just kind of sit here and just go through your turn as quickly as possible. Right there was nothing to do, so there's nothing to fight, there's nothing I had to do, so I could just end my turn immediately. I'm sure once you get really good, you can just very quickly decide on what mission to do based on the name. Because I'm pretty sure we check the attack order. This guy's gonna be first, so we can't ignore him, unfortunately. Well, come to think of it, we kind of can. We'll just shoot our guy, but it's fine. In this game, your units heal up, right? They're at full health at the start of every fight, no matter how much damage you took in the last one. So it doesn't really matter if they take damage as long as they survive the damage at the end of the day. Now, this guy here, Speedrunning, won't be able to survive the damage he's taking, so I'm gonna have to back him out. And we might have to just leave that spawn open for now, unfortunately. Because Speedrunning, he's great, because instead of repairing, he does this 2 damage melee attack, which is very useful on the artillery unit, which never has a melee attack, and it can really help you add extra damage in the early game and quickly get past these levels. I really don't care about any of this. What I wanted to do is I want to minimize as much damage to these civilian buildings as possible. I really couldn't care less what happens to the train, because the train is not losing the game if I don't get the train. I'll take the pod, sure. It doesn't matter how many stars I get. What I'm trying to stick with is I want to make sure I have the same amount of grid, power grid up here. You see it? This power grid. I got off core, which is annoying, but this power grid is the goal of the game at the end of the day. It's just not to lose the power. If you run out of power, you lose. So anything else is secondary at the end of the day compared to power. And even then, I only need 1. I only need 1 power. I could win the game on 1 power. So I don't really need to even prioritize making sure I get more power. I just need an amount. That was a mistake, but it's fine, because I still have 4 to go. And we can still win this mission, move on quickly. But you see that star up there, these bonus objectives? I can ignore these. I kind of want this electricity one, especially because I made a mistake there. But I can more or less ignore pretty much everything, since none of it necessarily directly correlates to my goals. So long as I move quickly. Arguably, I'm not doing very well in that category, but I'm no professional. I do have to talk with you, so kind of slows me down just a little bit. But Into the Breach is a really interesting game to speedrun, because it's the kind of genre where you generally don't want to do that. It's actually the kind of game that discourages you from doing that in a sense, because it's so much about making these hard choices. When you're speedrunning, all these hard choices are meaningless. Like, it doesn't matter, you know, what really happens, because the game is actually, like, despite, especially on the difficulty that I'm playing at, which is, I'm playing on easy, which is standard for speedrunning. This game isn't that unforgiving. There's a lot of, you get a lot of second chances. You don't need to fulfill every single possible, you know, objective. Like, I could kill this volatile Vec here. This guy, I'm not supposed to kill him, according to the bonus objectives. If I want my stars, I don't want to kill him. The main reason you want the stars at the end of the day is actually because they make the final boss fight easier, because you can get better equipment. So that's the reason why the game wants you, like, that's the reason why anyone would do them, is so that you can get those bonus stars that you can use to buy cool shit later. You can get really cool weapons and other things. You can upgrade your units. You can do all kinds of other things that can help make the rest of the fights easier. But if you're already good enough to where you don't really need to worry about that, where like you can pretty safely do it, then it doesn't really matter. I don't want him to make that move. I'll just repair. As much as I want to get rid of this guy, this Blood Scion gives regeneration to his dudes, which is kind of annoying sometimes, because it makes it so I can't just do like one chunk of damage and basically kill it, you know? I need to do like 2 at least in order to really make sure it's dead, which is a little bit frustrating sometimes, but yeah, I don't want to do that move. Let's just skip it. He's dead, but it doesn't matter. Because these guys, I really don't care about having experience, because I can beat it regardless. Like, I don't need the upgrades in order to beat it. Like, in other difficulties, you will need those upgrades. Those upgrades are a big deal. Like, those upgrades, you're fucked without the upgrades in other, like, difficulties. But I'm on easy. I don't really need to worry about anything. None of it really matters. I'd rather not lose Kazakh because he's my special guy. Gotta click on the corporate HQ, pre-click. So a lot of the menu optimization is quite important. And then there's sort of this cap to how fast you can move. This is where Kazakh comes handy, because I can just reload, and instead of reloading, I can do this claw thing. Normally, I can only do this attack, which, like, best case scenario, knocks him into me. I don't want that. Well, I want to knock him away. Kazakh lets me do that. Anyway, that was slow, but I'm just talking through my process here more than trying to get a good time. Anyway, we didn't have the move speed to get to that guy, to block him. But it's okay. So, this is a bit of a troublous situation here, because both of my guys are trapped, and if he deals damage to this guy, like, honestly, I don't care if he does damage to my guys, I care if he does damage to this, and he's gonna knock this guy into here. So what I want to do is I want to use knockback to my advantage. That's one big part of, like, especially this, there's like different teams of mechs you can have. This team is all about the knockback, it's all about pushing enemies around. I can just straight up kill him. I'm gonna just straight up kill him. That's one less threat down. This game is a lot about using knockback to push enemies around and have them sort of... It's about controlling the battlefield and sort of having that sort of aspect of it. I'm just gonna... Oh god, that's not it. Okay. I'm gonna rehair this guy. Move this guy. That was unfortunate, but whatever. I still have 6 to go. 5 to go. This game is interesting to speedrun because of how forgiving it is. You can just not do some things. you can fuck up a little bit. You can take damage, right? As long as you get through. As long as you get through in a reasonably fast fashion. Some of the best speedruns, actually, so there's also the sort of, the closest thing to an 80% speedrun in this game. And I can also buy more using the stars. I can buy more power, which is kind of why you want it, is so that you can recover from those mistakes. But I think probably I'll do dash. Hey, this isn't the right move, but I'll try. Anyway, what I'm doing what's called a 2-island run, where like, okay, normally you could, I kind of skipped it, but there's 4 islands over there. There's 4 islands. Like there's actually about 5, right? There's that little volcano island. I can't go there yet. I can go there after I finish the 2nd island, or I can go there after I finish the 3rd and 4th islands. So there's also that kind of granularity of speedrunning in this game, where you're gonna have 2 island speedrun, which is what I'm doing, where you try and finish 2 islands as quickly as possible, and then get to the volcano as quickly as possible, which is the fastest speedrun. And then there's also the 4 island, where you try and finish all the islands. There's also a 3 island, where you only do 3. That's less popular. It's either 2 or 4, usually. Anyway, in this case, I have an interesting choice here. I feel like I'm going to do Dust Bowl. No, I'm going to do Lone Mesa. If I was doing a normal run, I'd probably do Dust Bowl, because I'd want but this is an easier one. This is an easier run, and it gives me power, which, if you have full power, by the way, you get grid defense. And that's what this grid defense means, is that there's a chance that when the grid takes damage, when I fuck up again, it just doesn't take the damage. Which is really fantastic, because it lets me do these, it makes me make these kinds of stupid plays that are quick, that I can make in a split second. Which is the point, you know? That's the point of the speedrun in the first place, is that to make these split-second decisions. They might not be perfect, but they do it quickly. They're quick. They're efficient. Maybe not efficient in a sense of achieving the goal effectively, but I guess you could say it's achieving the goal effectively. Now, in this case, I had to make a tough choice. I ended up making this shot so that way I could knock these guys away from the building, and it would deal damage to the building, but it did knock them away. So it was a better choice at the end of the day. There's more Vec spawning, which is fine. These are called the Vec, by the way, in case you were wondering. Okay, this thing goes down, I lose a power. This thing goes down, I also lose a power. And then I could just decide to let the Vex spawn, and victory in 2 turns, okay. I'm thinking too much about this. That's literally what I'm trying to avoid in a speedrun. I'm not supposed to think. You guys are getting in my head. You're getting in my head. This shit, no bueno. Okay, I'm gonna go away. Coming back another day. There we are. And now we win. You don't need to kill everything in order to win. You just need to have, it says victory. Yeah, there we go. 1 turn. And there we go. We got power. You see that? Grid defense went up. Defense up. Now, what am I going to do? I think I'll just do Dust Bowl again. No other power ones. I'm just gonna kind of go for defense as much as possible, so I can just say, you know, fuck the train, and just get this thing, which is probably what I'm gonna do. I am going to try, and this is fucking hard. My issue here is that this guy's here. And I can't move this guy into position to shoot him away, because the train will run him over. I think what I'll do, I'll take this over, I'll shoot the train to stop it, and I'll do this. Which is what I really wanted to do. And then get this guy out of here. Which is gonna hurt. I might lose this guy. No, that's only 2 damage, you're good. But I want to defend the grid as much as possible. I want to give myself as much leeway as I go on, as much as I can. Which, like, in this case, I'm kind of the reason you want to do this is so you can make fast plays where you can. Oh, I'm just gonna make a play now. This is going to be a tricky one because they're targeting all of my grid here. See, this is why this game's hard. Considering the sheer amount of grid that I have. Okay, I'll do what I can. That's all I gotta say. I'll do what I can. I think this game is kind of like, it's a nice metaphor for life in some ways. Sometimes you feel overwhelmed, you know? Oh, fuck me. And sometimes you just wish you could reset, but I don't want to reset, that would waste time. And sometimes you have to make these like difficult choices. Sometimes there's no right choice. Let's see that. See how it resisted that? That was really nice. This is an easy choice. I need to prioritize this shit. I need to prioritize this. What's going on over there? Because if that goes down, I'm kind of not in a good place because I don't get the extra power. I mean, on the other hand, like, I did also lose other grid, but right now these guys are just getting attacked, so I can just move them out of the way. And, like, no harm, no foul. These guys just did nothing. They're attacking nothing. Look at that. Shooting in air. That's another cool part, is that they just shoot it air. You can see what they're going to do before they do it. See, that wasn't that bad. Could have been faster, admittedly. I'm trying to talk with you guys. See, now I just randomly picked a mission to be fast. Is this gonna pop up? What's it gonna do? Okay. I can deal with that. I like these guys because I can just shoot them once and they just disappear for a little bit. They show up again the next round. But, who just cares about that? Oof. Okay, I'll just block this. And this guy will just take, the Kazakh here will just take the hit for us. You can't repair, so we had to be careful about that. We can't just let him take the hit all the time. But sometimes we can let him take the... Wait a second, I should have just... I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I'm silly. See, we're in the same situation now. What I could have done is this. And just knocked him away. I didn't do that the first time. My bad. But see, this game is actually this is why we run on easy, because making these quick split-second decisions, it's really hard in this game. Like, it's really hard to speedrun this game because of how hard these decisions are made to be. Like, this game is sort of like, again, like, it discourages speedrunning in like a really aggressive way. By just making it like just really hard to make the choices that like a speedrunner would make in the first place. Now, I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. I forgot I had the dash, which is really nice. Knock this guy away. Sometimes you can get easy wins like that, where there's an easy play. The things you need to think and figure out. And see, right there, I had to think. I had to take time. You don't want to take that time when you're doing a speedrun. So I guess what I'm talking about is I'm trying to talk through the theory of a speedrun and then just not. Which I guess is better than nothing. Okay, I'm gonna do this. See, I had to think to do that. I had to use my brain. I had to actually take time to make the decision. And that time is going to cost me, like, if I was trying to go for a world record, this would be over. Because I took the time to make the decisions. So where is, okay. I made another mistake. For some reason I thought it was going to be the HQ fight now, but it's not, and I'm silly. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to use this guy, punch this. Kazakh Plethik here can beat the shit out of this guy, and then we have this guy block this, and No, that's a dumb idea. I'm not gonna do that. But I was gonna like shoot him and have him move over there, just because I wanted to make sure this guy had something to do. But that's silly. I don't want to do that. Especially now at this point where they can just do that. I want to stay out of these cactuses, and by the way, that fucking kills you. That kills you. Just shoot him. Yeah, that way. And bam, I win. See, that was nice, quick and easy. Again, could have been faster. And I failed the bonus objective, but who cares about the bonus objective? It doesn't exist. Corporate HQ, there we are. I noticed how to just stick these guys down as quickly. Like, normally you'd like think about it and put them in places. If I was more practiced, I'd probably know like which maps are which, and like where, and like choose the map based on how easy it is to speedrun it. I'm gonna do. I can just. I had to think about that for too long. See, that's the issue. I had to think. The thing about this guy is he's really tough to kill, and especially when he does stuff like this, I can just kind of ignore him. I don't really need to deal with him. Like, sure, he can be kind of annoying, but I could just let him do his own thing. So the bugs in this game aren't necessarily like a priority to kill. You don't need to kill them. Sometimes they're actually good to keep alive. Like this guy's blocking a spawn just by staying alive. Just by sitting there. And now, look at him, he's all alone. I could probably just kill him now, because he's not worth anything to me anymore. Quickly end the turn, and I managed to get another star out of that, which I can use for buying probably just some... Menu optimization is like something I need to work on for sure. Spend reputation. The spend representation menu is very much something I cannot do very well. Okay, so now we're doing the Kive. This is the final boss that I was talking about earlier. I really should have upgraded my dudes with the cores I just got, but it's fine. It's okay. So you see this? These are basically the buildings. I think there used to be a tech you could do, where you could do, I'll just illustrate it, where you could do this, and it would start the game just a little bit faster and make shit happen a little bit faster. I think it might still be a thing, I just can't seem to figure out how to execute it. But it only works on the final boss fight, because of the different kinds of, like, baggage that happen during the boss fight. I'll just put it that way. Okay. We're just gonna have this guy do this instead. Okay. Order of operations, people. Okay, we do that. We do that. And now this guy, he can just waltz over here. See, I had to undo shit. I had to undo things, which you're not supposed to do. You don't want to undo things because that's wasting time. These rocks come in first. You see that skull and crossbones? He's gonna not be there anymore by the time I'm going to actually, like, by the time he's gonna attack. So order of operations here means that I don't really have to deal with him. I'm going to prioritize... I'm also going to prioritize this dude. Oh, what am I going to do about him? This is troubling. It's better if I just do this. Right? Yeah. I'll do a bit of damage, but... I'm overthinking him. This guy does a silly little attack, which is annoying, but... He's dead now. Well, now he's gonna knock me into this. Knockback does damage in this game. Oh. He died. That is no bueno. This might be botched. This might be botched. I'm honestly kind of confused, but I think it's botched. I mean, maybe Cosmic Plethora could do it with 1 HP. I can see what's doing it, especially with our grid defense of 19 and all this power grid. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It's going to be a little bit funny. What we're going to do is going to be something hilarious, which is going to be ignoring all these dudes. I mean, killing them where we can. Like, this is an easy win. I can just murder that guy, save a bit of grid damage. But overall, I'm just going to focus on keeping the grid. I don't even have to keep the grid up that much, because in this stage of the fight, this is my only chance. Unless these guys come back. I actually haven't had this happen before, believe it or not. Oh no, they're back. They have AI now. Okay. It looks like they're operational, so never mind, I didn't have to worry about that. That would have been funny to do, but I'm glad I didn't have to do that. That would have been that would have been funny, wouldn't it? Oh, that's convenient. So we're defending this thing. These things don't matter as much. If these things go down, we still lose. But if this thing goes down, we definitely lose the game. So this is just one thing they can do, and so that's primary objective. See how it's normally bonus objectives? Now it's primary. Like, there is no, you know, no exceptions. This is the objective. Anyway, I'm just gonna block this. I'll just smack this, because we still want to defend the grid where we can. Wish I could have blocked this spawn, but oh well. Maybe I could have gotten some firepower to this guy, but I was worried that, but where we moved him here, if we hit this guy, he would hit this bomb. We don't want to hit him. We don't want to hit this. This is priority. This is numero uno. See, now they're doing targeted attacks on us. You see that? That's scary. That's scary right there. That's scary. That's so scary. Okay. Move this. Move this. Ah. I see a flaw in my plan now. Now we do this. Now we do this. See, this guy... Cosplay is kind of screwed, but it doesn't matter. This guy roots him in place, if you didn't know. Maybe I could have repaired, gotten a little bit more value out of him. It doesn't matter, I have 3 victory in 3 turns. If I can't protect the bomb, it doesn't matter that Cosmic died, he's just a hero now. Glory to Cosmic Plathic. We'll drink to him later, you know? Now, okay, how much damage is this guy gonna do? He's gonna deal 1. The red field bomb has 4 health. I think I can... On the other hand, we have a bunch of grid health. This guy's gonna definitely do 2 damage to the grid, though. And this guy's gonna do 1. I'd rather not risk it for this biscuit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smack this guy out of the way. And if we had Cosmic Plethora, he'd be able to deal with this guy. We don't. And this guy's trapped, so we have to... Yeah. More hard decisions. See, look, this game. This game makes a lot of hard decisions. This game forces you to do a lot of hard things. And make choices that, you know, might be objectively correct. There's an objectively correct decision. But it's really hard. This game is all about difficult tactical decision making, which makes it a little bit tricky to speedrun, at least for someone like me. Right? Who wants to overthink everything? So now this guy is gonna do 1 more damage. I don't even have to get. You know what? I'm passing the turn. Fuck it. Screw it. Screw this. You know, if I get lucky. That was risky. Because this guy could have killed this and I would have lost, but I win the game now. The game's over. Time stopped. Time stopped. Look at that. Look at that little explosion. So that was not the best speedrun, admittedly. It could have been worse. Like generally you actually play this game a lot slower than even what I did. See, only a robotic autopilot. So this is to tell you like how far you went. I'm gonna skip this credits. 29 minutes, 22 seconds. Not bad. Actually, a personal record. Which is bizarre. I don't know how this was a personal record. All things considered. But it's a personal record. So yeah, listen to the bridge. I hope it said enough and kind of got you into my head. The best runs are like 10 minutes, by the way, and that's with those rules. There's also other rule sets you can use where like you go into the game and you intentionally destroy your own units so the mission is over faster, because technically you don't lose the game when everything dies, for lack of a better term. You know what? I'll demonstrate what I mean. Like, this isn't the best group to do this with, but you'll get what I mean when I demonstrate this. So let's just, like, I'm not gonna go a full run. I'm just gonna kind of demonstrate. This is the perfect level for this, because it has these mines. This is the easiest place to do this with. Look. And sure, they'll do a bit of damage. But now, if we watch, once the enemy turns over, we're just gonna have to leave. Mech's disabled, see? And look, we still have the power grid. Do you see that? You see that? We still have the power grid. We still have it. It's still there. So we didn't lose the power grid. So we didn't lose it. So the fastest possible speedruns just go into random places and repeat this strategy en masse. They just do this as much as possible. They just literally try and destroy themselves until they get to the volcano. Cosaplethic would have been perfect for this. But I can just do this. I can do this. Bam! We're 2 men down already. There's better like configurations of mechs. These aren't the only 3 like characters in the game. You can have different mechs with different abilities, different like teams. And there are teams that are very, very good at hurting themselves. That literally are like the fastest ones to work with. In this case, I'm actually quite lucky because I can just do this. And just the train will hopefully hit me. This one sucked because I might actually lose power here and might actually proper lose the game. If it went for the fact, now I'm at 1 power grid. That's why you want to do it turn 1. So yeah, that's kind of the point of it. Well, yeah, into the breach.